Hollywood has witnessed many beautiful love stories like fairy tales. There are couples who thought they were just one step away from walking down the aisle. The wedding dress was ready, the invitations were sent out, but then everything suddenly disappeared in the blink of an eye. Those failed weddings not only shocked the media, but also left countless unanswered questions. Today we look back at the couples who almost became husband and wife, but in the end went their separate ways. Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow, 1997. In 1994, when they starred in the movie Seven together, Brad Pitt and Gwyneth Paltrow quickly found a common ground. Brad was then a top Hollywood actor, while Gwyneth was a rising muse with a graceful beauty and a rising career. The couple quickly became the center of attention on the red carpet wherever they appeared. There were brilliant magazine covers. Their feelings were not just superficial. Brad Pitt once did not hesitate to admit to the public that Gwyneth was the love of his life, a strong affirmation proving the seriousness of his relationship. In 1996, Brad got down on one knee and proposed, and Gwyneth agreed. The wedding was expected to be one of the most romantic and sensational events of the 90s. But just 1 year later, in 1997, when everything seemed ready, Gwyneth Paltrow suddenly called off the engagement. This shock not only disappointed fans, but also made Brad Pitt extremely miserable. In many interviews later, Gwyneth admitted that the decision, at that time, was entirely due to her own immaturity. She said that she was too young, not ready for marriage, and felt pressured by the responsibility of becoming the wife of a big star. Like Brad Pitt, Gwyneth also shared that at that time she was only in her early 20s, mentally unstable, and had to face the media and huge expectations from the public. She was afraid that she would make a mistake if she got married too soon. The decision to stop, although painful, she believed was necessary to avoid hurting both of them in the future. That unexpected ending turned Hollywood's golden couple into one of the most regrettable love stories. Later, Brad entered a famous marriage with Jennifer Aniston and Angelina Jolie, while Gwyneth found a home with Chris Martin, the leader of Coldplay. But looking back, many people still believe that if they had not broken up in 1997, perhaps Hollywood history would have written another eternal love story. Julia Roberts, Kiefer Sutherland. 1991 in the early 90s. Julia Roberts and Kiefer Sutherland were one of the most notable couples in Hollywood. Julia had just had a huge success with Pretty Woman 1990, becoming the beautiful woman of the world's dreams. Kiefer was a handsome, charismatic actor on the rise thanks to his strong roles. The couple quickly attracted the media spotlight, and their love story was considered a new symbol of romance on the silver screen. After only a short time together, the two were engaged and preparing for a dream wedding. The wedding was scheduled for June 14, 1991, at a luxury villa in Los Angeles. Julia's wedding dress was custom-made. Invitations were sent out to hundreds of famous guests, all waiting to witness the moment the powerful couple officially became lovers. However, just 3 days before the wedding, Hollywood was shocked by the news that Julia Roberts had suddenly called off her engagement. What was even more shocking was that she had run off to Ireland with Jason Patrick Kiefer, Sutherland's best friend. This event immediately became the focus of all the newspapers, considered one of the most shocking annulments in Hollywood history. While Kiefer Sutherland was devastated by the betrayal, Julia Roberts chose to disappear from the public spotlight for a while. Later in many interviews, Kiefer admitted that their relationship had already encountered many problems before getting married. He was also surprised, but at the same time said that Julia did the right thing because we really weren't suitable to get married at that time. Although each of them later had their own lives, the 1991 failed wedding is still mentioned as one of the most famous love shocks in Hollywood, where the wedding dress was ready, the guests were waiting, but the bride chose to leave at the last minute. Lady Gaga, Taylor Kinney, 2015, 2016. The love story of Lady Gaga and actor Taylor Kinney began in 2011 when they met on the set of Gaga's music video, You and I, The Flame of Love, quickly burned, making them one of the most beloved couples in showbiz. Besides their rebellious individual image on stage, Lady Gaga, when with Taylor, is surprisingly gentle and romantic. The sweet climax of this love was Valentine's Day, 2015, when Taylor knelt down to propose to Gaga with a heart-shaped diamond ring, the perfect symbol of fairy tale love. The image of the singer happily showing off the ring on social media made fans burst into tears, waiting for a dream wedding to take place. Initially, the two planned to hold a wedding in 2016, but when everyone was eagerly waiting, Gaga and Taylor suddenly announced their separation after 5 years together. The reason is said to be due to busy schedules and different lifestyles. Lady Gaga was busy with music and film projects at that time, while Taylor was busy with her acting career, causing them to grow apart. In a sharing, Gaga emotionally admitted that their love was beautiful, but maintaining it amidst the spotlight and work pressure was extremely difficult. Despite the breakup, the two still had special respect and affection for each other. To this day, the unfinished love story between Lady Gaga and Taylor Kinney is still mentioned as one of the most regrettable failed weddings in Hollywood, where a love that seemed to have a happy ending, but eventually went their separate ways. Cameron Diaz, Justin Timberlake, 2003. In the early 2000s, Cameron Diaz, a beautiful, charming actress with a rising career from hit movies like Charlie's Angels, and Justin Timberlake, a singer and actor who was rising in popularity after leaving NSYNC, became one of the couples that Hollywood fans were enthusiastically shipping. The combination of their attractive looks, sociable personalities, and fame made the public eagerly await a real-life fairy tale wedding. In 2003, Justin officially proposed to Cameron with a sparkling diamond ring. Images of the proposal quickly spread in the press, making everyone believe that this love story would soon come to a happy ending. Fans around the world were constantly talking about the wedding that was predicted to become the most sensational event of the decade. However, just a few months later, the two suddenly announced that they were calling off their engagement. The main reason is said to be the difference in lifestyle and media pressure. Justin was constantly moving between music projects, filming, and tours, while Cameron was also busy with big roles, film promotions, and fashion events. The gap in time and lifestyle made them increasingly distant. More arguments arose, and paparazzi and public opinion constantly scrutinized them, causing the pressure to increase many times. Cameron and Justin were both at the peak of their careers, and their love became strained due to the harsh demands of work and the media. The decision to break up, although difficult, was considered the best choice for both of them, so as not to destroy their own careers and reputations. Although the love affair only lasted a few months after the engagement, Cameron Diaz and Justin Timberlake are still mentioned as one of the most regrettable failed weddings in Hollywood. Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, 2003. In the early 2000s, Bennifer was a phrase that appeared frequently in the press when Ben Affleck, the handsome Hollywood actor, and Jennifer Lopez, the leading singer and actress, became one of the most powerful couples in showbiz. They went public with their relationship in 2002, quickly got engaged after only a few months of dating, and immediately became the focus of global media attention. Their wedding was scheduled for September 14, 2003 in Santa Barbara, California. Hundreds of guests, including many A-list stars, received invitations. J.Lo's wedding dress was specially prepared. The wedding venue was lavishly decorated, and the media was eagerly awaiting every detail. This was expected to be the super wedding of the decade. However, just a few days before the wedding, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez suddenly announced that they would postpone it. The reason they gave was too much media pressure. Paparazzi followed every move. There was even talk that the venue might be surrounded by press helicopters from above. But for those who followed closely, this was not simply a matter of being bothered, but a sign of hidden cracks in the relationship. Not long after that, the couple officially broke up, leaving behind one of the most famous and regrettable failed weddings in Hollywood. It took nearly 20 years for fate to bring them back together. In 2022, Ben and Jennifer finally became husband and wife, ending a love journey full of ups and downs, like a real-life romantic movie with a happy ending. Courtney Cox, Matthew Perry, 1995. In the mid-90s, Friends was not only a global phenomenon, but also a place to create love stories that were admired by the public. Among them, the love story between Courtney Cox and Matthew Perry. The two main actors of the series received the most attention. The audience not only loved the chemistry on screen, but also believed that they were the perfect couple in real life. The two started dating in real life and quickly became the golden couple of Hollywood. Not long after they got engaged and planned to hold a wedding in 1995, This news excited Friends fans. A romantic wedding between two famous stars awaited by the whole world. However, just a few months before the big day, the two suddenly called off the engagement. The main reason was said to be personality differences and the pressure of being famous and working together on set. Matthew was busy with his own projects while Courtney had to balance her career and personal life. The time gap, work stress, and media scrutiny made them realize that they were not ready for marriage. This breakup left Friends fans with great regret. The couple was once expected to become a model of lasting love in real life, but in the end it was just one of Hollywood's famous failed weddings, beautiful on screen, but unfinished in real life. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth first met on the set of The Last Song 2010. From there, the two quickly fell in love and became one of Hollywood's most beloved young couples. The love story between a rebellious pop star and a handsome Australian actor was both romantic and full of unpredictable ups and downs. In 2012, Liam got down on one knee and proposed to Miley with a 35-carat diamond ring, marking an important turning point in their love story. Fans eagerly awaited a fairy tale wedding. But behind the sweetness, this relationship was constantly troubled. The two often disagreed, argued, and the planned wedding was constantly postponed. By 2013, Miley and Liam officially called off their engagement. This news was shocking because the public once believed that they would be a youthful, long-lasting couple in the entertainment industry. After the breakup, Miley entered the most rebellious phase of her career with a bold image, while Liam maintained a quieter lifestyle, staying away from noise. However, fate seemed not to want to close this love story. In 2016, the two unexpectedly reunited, even secretly holding a wedding at the end of 2018. It was thought that after many storms they had found their final destination, but only 8 months later that marriage ended in divorce. The love story that lasted nearly a decade, with too many breakups and reunions between Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth, is still mentioned as one of the most regrettable missed love stories in Hollywood. Beautiful, passionate, but in the end could not go together for life. Marilyn Monroe, Joe DiMaggio, 1954, almost remarried in 1954. Baseball legend Joe DiMaggio and actress Marilyn Monroe entered one of the most notable marriages of the 1950s. Joe was America's #1 sports star, and Marilyn was a sex symbol that captivated the world. Their union was described by the press as the perfect American dream. However, after 9 short months, the marriage ended in divorce. The main reason was the huge difference. DiMaggio was quiet, wanted a private family life, while Monroe was caught up in the spotlight, film sets, and the glamour of Hollywood. The scene where Marilyn's skirt was blown up by the wind in the movie The 7-Year Itch once made DiMaggio extremely jealous and became the last straw. However, the feelings between them never really ended. After the divorce, DiMaggio still secretly followed Monroe. He often called, asked about her, and appeared by her side many times when she had a mental crisis. They even discussed remarriage with specific plans for a new life, simpler and less noisy. Unfortunately, fate interrupted. In 1962, Marilyn Monroe passed away suddenly at the age of 36, leaving behind endless regrets. It is believed that if she had lived her second wedding with Joe, DiMaggio could have come true after Monroe's death. Joe DiMaggio almost collapsed. He never remarried, and for the next 20 years, he sent red roses to her grave every week. That deep but unfinished love made the story between Marilyn and Joe one of the saddest and most haunting love tragedies in Hollywood, where a failed wedding could never happen. Winona Ryder, Johnny Depp, 1990. In the late 80s and early 90s, Johnny Depp became a romantic, masculine icon of Hollywood, while Winona Ryder was a young, talented muse famous for her roles in Beetlejuice and Heathers. When they met on the set of Edward Scissorhands' 1990, love blossomed, immediately making the press and fans eagerly follow every step of this emerging couple. Their love was not only romantic but also very serious. Johnny Depp also tattooed the famous words "Winona Forever" on his arm as proof of his eternal love for Winona. The couple appeared continuously in magazines, talk shows, and red carpets, becoming a model for beautiful but dramatic Hollywood love stories. Not long after they planned to get married and prepared a lavish wedding, with all the luxurious and romantic details that the public expected. However, just a few months later, the relationship began to crack due to personality differences and work pressure. Johnny was a free-spirited, worldly person, while Winona was young and sensitive, sometimes having difficulty in seeing love. In the end, they decided to break up, leaving behind one of the most famous failed weddings in Hollywood history. The words Winona Forever were later changed by Johnny to Wino Forever, as a reminder of their unfinished but memorable love. Winona and Johnny's story is not only a romantic love story, but also a proof that in the Hollywood spotlight, no matter how beautiful love is, it can face insurmountable challenges. Hollywood is a place where the spotlight shines, where love is followed step by step, and where romantic stories can become legendary or fall apart right before the wedding. The couples we just mentioned, from Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow, to Miley Cyrus, Liam Hemsworth, were all once on the brink of marriage with wedding dresses, diamond rings, and many expectations from fans. However, work pressure, personality differences, or simply fate made them choose to stop. These failed weddings are not only stories of unfinished love, but also proof that even the most beautiful, powerful love stories do not always have a happy ending. And it is that unfinishedness that creates unforgettable memories. Hollywood stories that we always talk about with regret, curiosity, and romance in a very unique way. Life and love in Hollywood may never be perfect, but stories like this always remind us that sometimes beautiful love is not about staying together forever, but about leaving a deep mark in the hearts of fans, in the hearts of fans, in the hearts of fans.